Okay, quick question. Steven, are you hosting this one or the discussion later, or am I?
Hosting.
Like, are you the leader this week? Because I know we switched, but I
Yeah.
didn't know if we Vicky or if we
Oh,
switched this.
I was gonna be the doohickey, and then I was leader for local 190.
Okay, perfect. So I am the host of this one, though, right?
For
Yeah.
this discussion.
Okay, that's what I was planning on, but I wasn't sure. So, okay, so let me pull up the
Yeah.
questions.
So next you,
Um,
Amy. Sorry.
Now that we've come back together, we have. So now that our teams are ready, we need to discuss a contract. So, both sides are ready. You have 20 minutes to negotiate a wage. Did you guys negotiate a wage?
We did, yeah.
So we did that too. Okay. So now that we're back together, let's talk about what we discussed. So what wage did you guys come up with?
We came up with $14 to $15 per hour.
Oh wow.
With a lower bonus.
With lower bonus.
Yeah, we decreased the incentive.
Yeah.
Okay. And you guys talk about new work rules. Did you guys have new work rules?
Um,
If not, that's okay.
We
not
talked about the
necessarily.
layoffs and how maybe that shouldn't be quite so long. Like a year is a long time.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a little extreme to if somebody screws up, the earliest they can get fired is 365 days later. And in my opinion, it just puts those people in a comfortable position. They don't work as hard. They have a job.
Yeah.
They can't get fired. It's not a good position to be in as the employer.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
So we said lower incentives, increase the wages to the $8.67 because that's an average of the wages all put together, and then lay off some of the older workers because it's talked about how they're all as motivated. They're kind of like not like they're bringing a bad vibe to the company. They're kind of like grumpy about everything. So we said lay some of them
Complaining about
off.
rules.
What was
There
that?
could be a problem in that.
I was saying, yeah, they also complain about rules and they're not following all of company procedure.
Yeah.
We said $14 to $15 per hour because if you have a higher hourly rate, then you'll get more quality people applying for the job. For
Okay.
example, if there was a job in Rexburg for $13 an hour, you would have so many people in line for that job. They would wait in line for $7 per hour jobs.
That's true.
And
One thing
Yeah.
we did have to remind ourselves is this was 1985, so minimum wage or wages back then are different from now because of inflation.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
So, like when we talked about it, we were like, that sounds low. Same time, this was 30 years ago. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what minimum wage was 30 years ago, but I still think, depending on the state, I don't know what Idaho's is, but this is still higher than most minimum wages now.
Yeah, true.
So,
Mm-hmm.
Good point.
so we could
And the
come up with
concept's
like
true too, what you're talking about.
yeah, that was a good concept. So, we need to come up with a contract. And where do the questions go? Write up a final contract as a team. So we can compromise and go with like it's like between like a $10-11 wage,
I'd say 10.50, and you can get a
$10.50,
raise. Yeah.
$10.50 with option of raises.
Yep.
Okay.
And then are we going to talk about like the location of the plant and stuff?
Yeah, we talked about that a lot.
Yeah. What did you guys come up with?
Or we think the plant should stay within Deloitte because it really fuels the economy of Deloitte, and if you were to move the company outside of Deloitte, move the plant, then that would really affect the economy in that little city.
Okay. So, am I wrong, guys? With the case that we read, were they already moved?
There was a 1978 and then a 1983.
Okay.
85.
1980. Yeah.
I'm not sure. Okay, so we.
What state are we looking at?
There's so many.
Yeah.
So there's 2 confidential information packets for each group.
Okay.
There's the 1978 and then the 1983.
Was that the end notes and stuff, the debrief?
No. That was different.
Oh, okay.
Ours just said like negotiate the location, negotiate transferring workers and whatnot.
Oh, those ones. Okay. So let me load this. Okay, so the location should stay in. What was that place you said again?
Deloitte.
Deloitte. Okay. Where did this?
I can kind of agree that it should stay there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be good for the economy.
Okay, what do you guys think about like layoffs? Because we said to lay off some of the older employees, and you guys kind of disagreed with that. So, what should we do?
I think it should be based more on production rather than age, because then you're gonna, if you lay off according to age, then you're age discriminating,
Okay. Yes.
and you can get sued big time for that. And with the increase in hourly rate, you're gonna get good quality people. A 45-year-old could be more effective than a 20-year-old, you know? Like, what if the 20-year-old's lazy? So I would base it off production rather than age.
Yeah. Well, we said like the older, like not older, but like some of the employees that had been there longer, just because they were becoming lazy and not accepting the new rules that we have implemented, and so I mean that's why we said that, not just because you're 70 years old, you got to go. It wasn't that kind of age.
Yeah.
Like more seniority.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
the
they're like,
veteran employees who worked at like the previous plant, they just had like the mindset like we didn't have rules like these before, or they just had like a different mindset of how things should be, and they weren't as eager to work.
yeah, which made other people not as eager to work. Like, he can get away with it, I can get away with it.
I in a way agree with that. I think the new plant should be an incentive in of itself, because it's a new plan, it's a new beginning. There's going to be new procedures implemented over there, and maybe the management can take over from that point, and maybe not move over the seniority that has that lazy attitude.
Yeah.
So, I agree with that.
Okay.
Just make sure we give them enough time, like enough notice for the layoffs.
Yeah, the 53 weeks was quite a bit. Do we want to come up with like a different one, like 2 months, 8 weeks, 10 weeks?
I think 8 weeks sounds good because it'll give them
8
enough
weeks?
time to apply for different jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
think
8 weeks.
at least 2 months. Because I know I talked to my husband and his company, they actually do give 52-week notices.
Oh, they do.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
And I
I've
think it's just they don't necessarily like pick specific people, but they kind of announce it, and then so everyone knows, like this is going to happen. It could be me. So I mean, it kind of makes production improve, and then
oh
they decide
yeah.
to lay off. So
I actually kind of like that because then it's like, oh, I gotta up my game so I'm not one of the people.
yeah.
Okay.
And a lot of
Like,
companies actually do that too.
So do we want to say keep the 52, but like announce it and say within 52 weeks, 5 of you could be laid off
but
or
not
whatever?
What
you.
if we split it in half?
Yeah.
26
Okay.
I like that. I like that idea.
months is enough.
26 week. Okay, 26 week. Someone could. Okay. Any other thoughts or comments or anything?
No?
There was
What about the work rules?
work rules like the operations of the new
Yeah.
plant and whatnot.
I think we need to keep them.
I think we also need to let our employees still have the same amount of autonomy as they did at the old plant. You move over the good ones and they'll work hard, fire the bad ones, and then still implement that autonomy strategy that the management was doing.
Mm-hmm.
It helps employees be proud of their work. They're not micromanaged. I know in my job I'm not micromanaged, and I appreciate that. And
Yeah.
I want to do better because I am not micromanaged, you know.
Right.
Yeah. You don't feel the pressure.
No, only some days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, last night, so I have to volunteer for the school. So I volunteer with sports, and the playoffs are going on right now. And last night we were keeping score for volleyball, and all of them are very, very competitive at the moment, and their eyes are always in the scoreboard. And the person I was volunteering with accidentally gave a point to another team, and they lost it. They're like, "You're not supposed to be keeping score, blah blah blah." Like, so rude. Like, listen, this is not making it easier for me when you yell at me. Like,
Yeah.
I cannot work under this pressure. Now I'm getting flustered and all I got like all over the place. And so, yeah, work when people micromanage you. I feel like people do worse.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
know.
Yeah. Agreed. Okay. Well, we don't have any other things we want to add to the contract. We go through the. Oh, sorry, I've lost the page. Okay. Still the wrong one. Okay, so I feel like we've come up with enough stuff to write up a contract, and I can just write that up. And then to follow up, there was a reading of the debrief and notes that we can go and read on our own time, and then take the quiz about it afterwards. So, if anyone else doesn't have anything else to say, I think we're good.
All right.
Wait, the
Okay.
quiz, organized labor quiz?
There's a quiz on the ending of this.
It just
Oh.
are open. And, oh,
Yeah.
I guess I'm not supposed to say anything.
Yeah, it's just the ending notes. I
Well-
think there's only 4 questions.
Wait,
But,
let
so.
me find it.
All right.
Wait,
I'll
I'm so
let you know.
confused.